그때 나를 다시 기억해 메마른 땅이 나보 태울 때저 푸른 하늘 보며 뛰었네 날고 싶었어 그 airplane.
Hello, welcome back to channel J and I'm Jada, and in today's video I will be showing you guys how I made this beautiful, unique, not really unique, but handmade Hobicore skirt. Okay, so I'm not sure how I want to start on how I made this. However, one day in about July time, I was feeling very inspired. I got this recommended video like making a Hobicore jacket or something, or maybe I saw on Pinterest. I'm not entirely sure because I made this skirt about 2 months ago, but I really wanted to do something new on this channel and maybe a new DIY, painting, thrift flipped, whatever you want to call it. So if you are interested in videos like this, please comment down below different K-pop aesthetics or BTS aesthetics you'd want me to do, if you want more painting DIYs, if you want more thrift flips, and also if you would like me to style the skirt. If you'd like me to style the skirt, please let me know, because I was thinking about doing like 5 different outfits of one colorful or Hobicore skirt and make it a fun video. I'm not really a fashion, I'm not too much a fashion icon, or I don't really know how to style things. I'm not too invested in fashion, but you know, I have clothes so I could probably throw something together. So that being said, this skirt, and also this is a very cheap DIY. I would probably say I spent about $30 to make this skirt. I've had this skirt for a long time. It was a skirt I got at Walmart. And I've never used it. I thought it was quite boring. It's just a black skirt. I have multiple black skirts, so it's just like I could probably make something special out of this skirt. So I decided to make some Hobicore skirt, and yeah, and then to get the paint, I just got off of Amazon. I'll link it down below, but I got fabric paint off of Amazon. I also, when doing research about how to do paint on clothing or denim, it said you could also use acrylic paint and textile or something, or textile medium, I think it's called. I didn't feel like doing that, and I also my sister has acrylic paint, but I just bought some fabric paint. I still have it. It comes with a lot, and I'm able to do more DIYs. So I think it was a great investment, a great thing to do for this skirt. So I'm going to tell you guys step by step on how I made this skirt, and I'll also be adding clips of me making it because I feel like I documented it. So first off, in the skirt, I wanted to be very exact, and I didn't want to make too many mistakes, which I did make mistakes, and I'll tell you mistakes I made and how I would change them. But first, I sketched out what I wanted to draw. So say, for example, I wanted to draw the BTS logo. I sketched out the BTS logo. I wanted to draw Army. I sketched out Army. I wanted to sketch out everything here. I sketched out with a white colored pencil because it's black. If you were to use denim, a lighter denim, I may sketch it out with a black pencil or do it with just a regular pencil or something that you could see, or if you're already really artistic, because I have no type of painting experience, you could freehand it, but I prefer to sketch it out. It was quite difficult. This whole skirt probably took me about 3 days to make. It took me a good 2 hours. Put on some BTS, put on some nice music, and just sketch it. reference photos came from Pinterest. I just went on Pinterest, put in Hobicore. That's where I wanted to reference from, so I put some. And I also did some, like, I did things he's done, like Chicken Noodle Soup, Hope World, all that kind of stuff. It's really like whatever you want to put on it, you get to put on. After that, because I've had some knowledge on how to paint on fabrics or on clothing, I learned that you're supposed to put a first layer of white paint. So mainly speaking, you don't have to buy any extra white paint. However, white paint is probably the most important paint color. So if you are thinking about what paint colors you should get, if you want to get them individually, for sure get white paint. And I did a first layer. I just painted everything white. I filled in everything and it was white. And that again took me about, I would say like took me one night, 3 hours, put on some BTS, put on some nice music, and just paint. That as well, that was pretty easy. I think the hardest part so far was just sketching it out. It took a lot of patience, and also when doing that, I also was able to form the shapes and form the designs I wanted on the skirt more with the white paint, because the sketches weren't extremely clear. So after I painted it, I waited another day, let it dry. I think the paint said to let it dry for 4 hours. I just let it dry overnight. And yeah, I let it dry overnight. Then next day, I decided to do the painting. So I got out the colors. I simply just started painting. The technique I didn't use any technique. I have no prior knowledge of painting, just one video. I literally watched one video and she was painting on some denim jacket, and that's what I used to do it. So I obviously started off with the most common colors. So I think I started off with purple or yellow, one of the two, because I use those colors a lot on this skirt, and I just painted over with those colors. And then I changed to maybe red, pink, because some of these colors I used multiple colors at a time, and I didn't want my colors to dry up. Which I would say about this fabric paint, I think it works about how every other type of paint, like if you put a little amount of it, it will dry up quickly. But say for example you put a big blob or a big amount, like for the purple or yellow that I use, you won't have to worry about it drying out when you're painting. So I really liked the fabric paint I had, and I painted over, and the painting roughly took me about, I would say it took me 2 days, because I think I did mostly everything with one coat, maybe 2 coats when just like stroking and trying to fill it in. However, it took me multiple days because I had to wait for example the smiley face, I had to wait for it to dry, so I had to put a second layer of it. What else? Like this was quite hard to do just because there's a lot of colors. Same with these smiley faces. This like I had to do a lot of mixing as well. The colors are great for mixing. If you want, you can just watch a video on how to mix color. It's pretty simple. Just just, you know, add more white if you want it lighter. If you want it more dark, add more of the other color, or vice versa. Mix two colors, you know, primary colors. You can make your own colors. So that's pretty much. And then after that, I think I waited a day to let that dry, and then we can't see too clearly, it might be in the second video, but I outlined it just to give it a little bit more form of the shapes and sizes or shapes and letters and designs I wanted. So for example, if you just look at this thing or anything, you can see I went out on I outlined them in black. And just because it was slightly sloppy, I might have gotten some paint other places I didn't want to. And I think that's kind of a luxury if you're using something that's black. You could easily mess up and you have a paint color that will cover it up, compared to if you use denim or a light denim, any color, or just anything that isn't black or white. You won't be able to easily cover it with black paint or a black marker. And that being said, that's why I wasn't like too stressed about making any type of mistakes. However, close up you do see the black. However, if you're just wearing it, someone's far away from you, or even just at like a good distance away from someone, you won't really pick and choose and like, oh, I see you made a mistake there. Oh, I see you outlined everything. So I think that was a good option that I didn't make with outlining things. And the skirt, see for example here, you can barely even notice I outlined it. And that's pretty much the rundown on how I made this skirt. Things I would change. Ideally I would change just me being a little bit more neater. I really like the design. I really saw it coming together after I just did the first coat of white paint. This is really what I envisioned. I was at first thinking about doing it both sides, but I decided that would just be a little bit overboard. And I decided just to, go with the flow. I wasn't really too sure. I would add something to this thing because this is the emoji Hobie usually uses, and so I would have added to that, but I was too scared. Sometimes less is more, so I was like, I'm not even gonna touch it. I don't want to mess it up, so I just left it how it was. And that's that. So tips I have for you, for sure, make sure you have enough white paint. I would even go under like these clouds with more white paint. I think that's something important. Make sure you have a good pencil. I really like about this is that you don't really have to be too exact. You could really change it as you go, change it as it forms. You really just need a good rough draft when you're first doing it, and that would be good enough. Also, I would just, like to could have made this neater. Could have made this, no, this is fine. Could have made a few things more neat. However, you know, do what you do what you could do. You also have to be careful about the colors you use. For example, you know, make sure that you're not using, for example, make sure you're not using like yellow in multiple places. You want to spread it out, make sure nothing's all one color is clumped together. And honestly speaking, the painting I'm most proud about is this painting right here. I'm so proud of this. It looks so nice. And honestly, I feel like this is the most important one too. Like the second you see this, you know, you're like, oh, Hobicore, you know. So I'm really proud of that. And it wasn't the hardest. It was actually quite easy to do. The only hard part was like doing the petals properly, but it was easy. Plus, you could easily erase it too. Like the white, I could just brush it off and it'd go. So that was the skirt. Those were the tips. It wasn't really too exact on the tips, you know, just from experience. However, I didn't I've never worn a skirt ever. I've only worn it to get these shots for this video, and I've never worn it outside. I was gonna wear it to a concert. Whenever that happens, I wear this and that. I'd be hope out. So I haven't actually tried washing it in the washing machine. It does say on the paint, like the instructions, but it says it should be washing machine proof. I bet it is. It's quite firm and like it's really nice, and also it does dry quickly. So I had a great painting experience, and if you would like to see another DIY, make sure you let me know in the comment section. Anything clothing, painting related, I would love to do it. I'm still evolving and getting better in the artistic field, because I'm not too artsy, but I really want to incorporate that into this channel, and you'll see me get better as time goes. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yes, I hope you're having a great day or night, and see you in the next video. Bye.